keeping track of all of these updates very, very closely. But on that note, viewers, we're shifting our focus to what's taking place in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's 9-judge bench has now resumed its hearing on the Sabarimala reference case on religious freedom and its judicial review. The Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, has observed that there is no clear conflict between Articles 25 and 26. Now, Article 25 gives individuals the right to practice their religion freely, and Article 26 gives groups the right to manage religious affairs. This is the latest that we're picking up from the Supreme Court. My colleague Sambhav Sharma with us on the broadcast. Sambhav, significant observance here from the Chief Justice of India. What more can you tell our viewers?
Well, absolutely. Day 12 hearing in the Sabarimala reference case where the 9-judge Supreme Court bench is hearing submissions around the key issues regarding religious freedom under Article 26 and 25 of Indian Constitution. Article 25, which is freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. Article 25, especially Article 25 Clause 2, where this article shall, regulate in a way or restrict any economic, financial, political, other secular activity which may be associated with religious practice. And another very important article of Indian Constitution, which is Article 26, which is freedom to manage religious affairs. The whole debate, discussion in the Supreme Court is around these two articles, and this is day 12 of the hearing. And as you rightly pointed out, here the Chief Justice of India, Suryakant, who is one of the judges of the 9-judge bench, says that, here he noted that issues of reform tied to facts must be established first and legal consequences to follow later. And he also, asked certain questions to different counsels who were there, making submissions before the 9-judge bench. And CJI has observed that no clear conflict between Article 25 and 26, and also in a way a question need for harmonization of rights. On the other hand, Justice B.V. Nagaratna, another...
Absolutely. Hold on to that thought, Sambhav. I'm just coming to that. As you mentioned, Justice Nagaratna, we're now learning that Justice B.V. Nagaratna has now questioned whether restrictions on women marrying outside religion can be treated as a matter of religion. And to this, the Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, has stated that such questions are largely factual and may require evidence before judicial determination. The CJI has also noted that issues of reform tied to facts must be established first, with legal consequences to then follow later. Sambhav, of course, you were touching upon this brief exchange that took place between Justice Nagaratna and CJI Suryakant. What have you really picked up from this conversation, from the observations that have been made?
Absolutely, yes. Senior Advocate Darius Khambata was arguing before the 9-judge bench, and he argued that religion does not mandate exclusion of certain women, especially he was referring to Parsi women after their interfaith marriage. He submitted that interfaith marriage may be frowned upon but does not lead to excommunication under religious practices. And Justice B.V. Nagaratna here questioned whether restriction on women marrying outside religion can be treated as a matter of religion. Again, the discussion is around Article 25 and 26 of Indian Constitution, touching upon different various subclauses of these two articles of Indian Constitution. CJI Suryakant has also, said that the question is more largely factual and may require evidence before judicial determination. He also, as you rightly pointed out, noted that issues of reform tied to facts must be established first and legal consequences to follow later. And the hearing in this particular case will continue post-lunch as well. Remember, this is day 12 of the Sabarimala reference hearing in the top court of the country.
Absolutely. You've mentioned what Senior Advocate Darius Khambata has argued. In fact, he has argued that religion does not mandate exclusion of Parsi women after interfaith marriage. He's added that interfaith marriage may be frowned upon but does not lead to excommunication under religious practice. During this, the Supreme Court has observed that the excommunication of Parsi women who marry outside their community is prima facie discriminatory, aligning it with wider religious freedom issues. So, what sort of exchange has taken place on this front, Sambhav?
Here, senior advocate Khambata made submissions before the 9-judge bench, and he argued that judges have held that court undertakes a balancing exercise to analyze whether the cost of interference with the right is proportional to the extent of fulfillment of the purpose. So, I mean, exactly these were the arguments he made, and he also said that it is at this stage that the court undertakes an analysis of the comparative importance of the consideration involved. And also another senior advocate, Raju Ramchandran, made submissions before the 9-judge bench, and he referred to Jawaharlal Nehru, and he said that Jawaharlal Nehru, former Prime Minister of India, had a cousin, B.K. Nehru. He was an international famous diplomat. The title of his autobiography, he was discussing about all these stuff. He said that the title of his autobiography was A Nice Guy Finished Second, and all that I request is this not so nice person come third, not fourth or fifth. That is all. Let the party fight finish first. So this is what his argument was, senior advocate Raju Ramchandran, before the 9-judge bench of the Supreme Court. So the arguments in the Supreme Court are going on as a Day 12 hearing in the Sabarimala reference case is going on in the Supreme Court.
And you're speaking that the arguments are going on. We're just learning that Advocate Srivastava is also reading out Articles 25 and 26 in the Supreme Court. He stated that the justices may find a fresh perspective. What further details can you share with our viewers on this note? All right, there seems to be a connectivity issue with Sambhav. We will continue to track all of these updates from the Supreme Court very, very closely. Of course, this hearing has been going on, as Sambhav has informed, for 12 days. Today is the 12th day. It's a reference case. It's in reference to the 2018 judgment that was made earlier by the Supreme Court as far as the Sabarimala case is concerned, and now an expanded 9-judge bench is hearing this reference case. All right, viewers, on that note, we are shifting focus to some further updates, this time from Pune, where we're now learning that the minor rape and